Hello, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Samuel Ojo. I'm the MD of Inside Farmers. Today, I want to show you the setup of our deep litter system in Arrival for DOC. Now, this is a deep litter system. A deep litter system whereby we did not use, we didn't floor, we didn't use concrete floor. What we use is just sawdust on a bare floor. So the idea behind this is to reduce cost of production or cost of construction for poultry houses. So what we do, I'm expecting some day old now. So in order to save myself some stress, I put some things on the floor. I use sack and sometimes I use nylons. Now this has been working for me as I've been doing this method all along. Every time I'm expecting DOC, the old chick, I put sack on the floor. These chicks will not touch the sawdust or wood shaving, depending on what I have at the moment. This time now I'm using sawdust, semi wood shaving. It's not dust per se. It has some wood shavings in it, and then I will now put sack on it. I'm expecting about 1,000 birds. I'll put sack on it. This sack is where the DOC will stay for the next 1 week or 10 days before I remove the sack and allow them to start touching the DOC, to start touching the sawdust. By then, they are strong enough to start working on the bare floor. And then, by the edge of the sack, I use planks to hold them in place, such that even the birds cannot go by the side and start using their legs to pack the sawdust on top of the sack. The sack will be neat like this all the time. Number 3 is that I am always going to feed them on the bare floor for the first 4 days. The reason is that they are chicks, they are day old, they don't know anything. So I'll continue this in part 2. Hello and welcome again. This is a part 2 of the setup for deep litter waiting for DOC. My name is Samuel Ojo, the MD of Inside Farmers. Now, what I was saying is that number 3 is that I'm going to be feeding them on bare floor. So I'm not going to be using feeders for them. Of course, I'll be using drinkers for them. I will not use feeders for them. Please do not forget. The reason I will not use feeder, they are chicks, they are day old. They don't know how to. I want all of them, at least 98% of them, to be able to access food in the first few minutes of their arrival in this place. That means that you have to make sure the food is positioned where they will get it, not that they are going to be looking for specific component or specific item on which for them to eat, which is the feeder that we normally use, the tray feeder, that red tray feeder that we normally use. I don't use that the first 3 days. I feed them on bare floor. It's okay. So I use this plank to hold the edges where the first one end and where the second one start, to hold it in place. That way they cannot roll it. Remember, they are day old, they cannot really use their leg. They cannot really use their leg to push it around. So it is there in place for the first 10 days that those chicks are going to be here. After that 10 days, I will now remove this sack, this nylon, and then they will be roaming on their bare floor. When I complete the settings, I will show you the complete settings in part 3 of this video. Then I'll be uploading the progress of the chicks when they arrive every 2 days or thereabout, or every day, God's willing, by God's grace. I will be uploading pictures, I will upload videos on the progress, and I'll be answering questions as you will have it in the comment section. If you are joining me, my name is Samuel Ojo from Inside Farmers, and this is a complete 100% deep litter system for poultry system. We set it up for clients, we build for clients, very cheap, economically to manage, and very, very effective. God bless you all. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Samuel Ojo, MD of Inside Farmer. So I want to show you a complete setup before the birds arrive. So this is my my charcoal light, coal pot. Put charcoal just to produce to add more heat. Now this is my gas brooder. I have a gas brooder in my farm. This is gas. It is set up inside, and I have extra charcoal pots here that I will use. So this is one. So if you see here, these are the charcoal pots, well distributed in this place. Then this is where I set up my gas brooder. So the gas brooder is supposed to be able to take care of 500. Since I'm expecting 1,000, I put the gas brooder in about 33.33% of the location. That's the distance. Then I added one here to supplement. Then I added 3 over there to just supplement. So well distributed heat system. So the next one is light. I have light in here. This is a solar light. In the night, I will turn it on. One is here and the other one is there. So I have 2 lights here. So remember, day-old chicks should be given 24% light. 24 hours light the first 3 weeks of their life. So of course, some people do 2 weeks, some people do 4 weeks, but from experience, I have been doing first 3 weeks and it's been working. Now, finally, as a deep litter and as an organic farmer, I use this is what we call Christmas melon or tagri in Yoruba. Like I said, I'll put the description in my I'll put the other names in description below, but you can browse it. Just type Christmas melon in Yoruba, Christmas melon in Igbo, and all that. So you can see I distributed Christmas melon around my farm. So if you are an organic person, this Christmas melon, like our forefather used to say, drives away ailments, infections. So I believe it, so I practice it in my farm. So I distribute it in all my pens just to believe what. All right, welcome to the part 4. This is the final setup of our deep litter system awaiting the old chicks. So we have our charcoal for light, we have our gas brooder setup, we have our lighting system setup. We have 2 of the lighting system, one here and one over there. Then we have our drinkers set up, well distributed. So no feed. Don't forget, I said the feeding is going to be done on the floor. So I'm not going to do it directly on this floor the way it is, of course, so that it will not get dirty on time, because I want this place to be used for 3 days before I pack all of these things out. 1 week, replace it again, and then we'll proceed like that. So once they arrive, after about 30 minutes, when they must have gone around and drink water and get used to their new environment, I will now provide them food. Right now I want them to get used to drinking water. So this water have anti-stress in it, and it has glucose in it. Glucose with vitamin D. I think glucose is with vitamin D. Let me check that and be sure. Hold on. Okay, no, it is called glucose D, and I think I'm right. So this is a sachet of glucose. I think I'm right. The name is glucose D. Let me show it to you. Glucose D, and it is enriched with calcium and vitamin D. Very good, instant energy fast. So usually used for anti-stress, and I've also had anti-stress added to the water. So that's what I add to this water now. Glucose and vitamin D has been added to the water that is here. So they will take this water for the first night. We'll monitor them, sleep here with them, and then we'll see how it goes. I'll be doing updated video. I'll be updating you, uploading videos regularly on the progress of this. I wish myself all the very best, and I wish everybody brooding all the best.